Out there in the middle of the vast cold ocean is a hunt lasting just 5 days for 100,000 pounds of red snapper and a chance at $1.5 million in profits. But to do that, sailors must understand the sea better than anyone else, understand the paths of fish, their schooling habits, and the hourly changes in currents. Before the sun rose, they prepared nets, bait, ice, and equipment, as if entering a silent battle. And the question remains, why are red snappers so valuable? Where do they live? How do they migrate? And how can humans track them down to the hour? The journey is about to begin, and the answer lies deep at the bottom of the ocean. Join us as we follow a crew on a journey some 180 to 280 feet out to sea, where only time, wind, and luck determine everything. Red snapper, also known as red snapper, is one of the most valuable fish in the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. They choose coral reefs, rocks, and even abandoned shipwrecks as shelter. At depths ranging from about 33 to 656 feet, these fish are master hunters, stalking schools of small fish, shrimp, and even squid. And to survive, they are never alone. They always travel in schools, forming giant clusters to protect each other from predators. A pale pink light covered the vast ocean. The wind blew strongly, carrying the salty smell of the sea. The fishermen began their long journey. They checked the sonar system, the current locator, the ice boxes, ready to preserve the fish as soon as they boarded the ship. The engine roared, the ship slowly left the dock, gliding on the calm water. The beginning of a challenging journey. The race begins now. Only 5 days to turn the deep-sea red snapper into millions. Time is the enemy. Expensive fuel does not allow for a minute to be wasted, and the ocean is always full of unexpected surprises. Experienced fishermen know that this is not just a matter of luck. They have to read the rhythm of the sea, understand the currents, feel the water temperature. Because schools of red snapper do not stand still. They move constantly, sometimes gathering near the coral reef, sometimes spreading out further. If you miss the golden moment, the trip can return empty-handed. Not only using seine nets or traps, many fishermen are still loyal to handline fishing techniques. This method requires patience and individual skill. Each line is equipped with multiple hooks lowered to the exact depth where the red snapper are swimming. When a fish bites the bait, the fisherman feels each jerk through the line, pulling each fish up with his hands gently but firmly so as not to damage the quality of the meat. Hand line fishing is time-consuming but more valuable. The fish are brought up alive, not crushed like when pulling nets. Five-star restaurants are willing to pay double for fish caught using this traditional technique. But in return, each catch only yields a few dozen fish, and the fishermen have to work tirelessly for many hours under the hot sun. At depths ranging from about 33 to 656 feet, these fish are master hunters, stalking schools of small fish, shrimp, and even squid. And to survive, they are never alone. They always travel in schools, forming giant clusters to protect each other from predators. But their life cycle is not static. Every year when summer comes and the sea temperature warms up red, snapper will leave the deep waters, moving closer to the shore to spawn. But when the cold winter comes, the seas are rough, and storms come, they retreat to the deeper waters where they are safer. This migration rule has become an important secret, deciding the success or failure of the million-dollar fishing trips. Because just a small mistake in timing, a miscalculation of the flow, is enough to turn the whole trip into nothing. But for those who understand the rhythm of the ocean, this is the golden moment where the ocean rewards those who dare to pursue it. But what makes red snapper so valuable? Its flesh is white tender and almost boneless, a delicate flavor sought after by gourmets in the United States, Japan, and Korea. With just 100,000 pounds of red snapper revenue can skyrocket to 1.5 million. But to turn the fish lurking in the deep sea into those huge numbers is a tense race that lasts for 5 days, where every hour determines victory or defeat. There is no room for error on the high seas. Storms can strike at any time, currents can sweep away a school of fish in a matter of hours. And with hand-line fishing, things are even more difficult because everything depends on human strength and experience. But the reward for that patience is the freshest red snapper selling for the highest prices on the market. "5 days at sea, hundreds of miles of sea, thousands of fishing lines dropped into the ocean, all in exchange for bright red catches of fish, the living treasures of the sea." But for those who do this job, today's trip is just the beginning. Because tomorrow, the sea will open a new game of chance, and they will still set out. On board, the work doesn't end when the fish are caught. It has just begun. Once on board, each snapper is carefully inspected, sorted by size and freshness. Those that pass are kept. Those that are too small or of poor quality are released back into the sea, thus safeguarding the future of the fishery. Storage. Quiet but vital. The processed fish are placed immediately in crushed ice tanks covered to maintain a uniformly low temperature. More modern ships are also equipped with flash freezing systems, which lock in freshness right from the hold, especially effective on long voyages. This is the final line of defense before the fish reaches port and enters the rigorous supply chain. On the market, a whole red snapper costs $10 to $12 per pound, but when processed into premium fillets, its value can triple, reaching $30 per pound. It's not just seafood, it's the basis for dishes that are like art on a plate. Finally, when everything was finished, the boat sped back to the mainland, not only carrying fish, but also carrying the hope of an early morning. After arriving at the port, the crates of bright red snapper fish that have just left the port are taken by refrigerated trucks straight to the raw material receiving area. Each batch of fish is still fresh with clear eyes and a shiny silver-red body. Upon arrival, red snapper undergoes rigorous testing for freshness, core temperature, and firmness. Only those that meet the highest standards are sent to the processing line. Live snappers are processed immediately to maintain the quality of the meat. The sharp blade glides across the fish, separating the white flesh from the bones. The perfect fillets are neatly arranged on the conveyor belt. The filleting process requires absolute precision. Each slice must be of uniform thickness without breaking the meat fibers. The head bones and skin are transferred to another line to be processed into seafood broth. Not a single part of the red snapper is wasted. In less than an hour after leaving the ship's hold, the snapper is cleaned, filleted, and flash frozen at 40 degrees so that by the time it reaches consumers anywhere in the world, its flavor and quality are almost as good as when it was first caught. From this factory, tons of red snapper are exported every day, becoming raw materials for five-star restaurants, high-end supermarkets, or large hotel chains. It is a closed journey, from the ocean floor to the high-tech chain, all to bring the most quintessential taste of the sea. The story of a red snapper doesn't end when it leaves the sea. It continues its journey through the fishing port, the hands of the fisherman, the modern factory, to the dining table of the most remote places. It is a testament to the true value of the ocean and the people who depend on it. From a fresh red snapper just out of the sea under the chef's hands, it is not just an ingredient, but becomes a work of culinary art. With its natural sweetness and elegant flavor, red snapper is considered a precious gem of the ocean. In Japan, it is served as sashimi or premium sushi, where only the most perfect cuts of meat are selected. The miso-marinated red snapper was gently placed on the grill. The sizzling sound was heard. The aroma rose up mixed with the scent of burnt wood. From the depths of the sea to the dinner table, red snapper tells a tale of danger, fisherman's sweat, and culinary excellence. The ocean still holds treasures for those who dare to conquer it. If you love ocean exploration, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to continue our amazing stories under the ocean.